Morning, it's me again, and welcome back to our creative writing online classroom. So, today we're going to talk about how to create attention or how to create a rising action in your story. The story that you have developed or the story that you have written must have many layers of tension or rising actions because this will make the readers keep reading your story. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about number one. Number one is you have to create a conflict which is crucial to your characters. So, how to make this conflict which is crucial to your characters? Well, usually every character has two types of conflicts. First is internal conflicts, second is external conflict. When we talk about internal conflict, the internal conflict comes from within. That means it's coming from the personality of the character. For example, that he is having conflict with dealing with his or her identity. For example, he doesn't like being a poor guy, so he wants to change that identity to become a better man, which is no longer a poor man, no longer a poor guy. But the problem is, the conflict is, he exchanges the value of humanity with the traits or the values that against humanity itself. So that's the conflict from within or internal conflict. The external conflict usually things that hinder or things that make the main characters or any other characters to achieve the goals. Yeah, in every character, yeah, they must have the goal. They must have something that keeps them doing what they want to do in this life. So, what is actually your character's goals? For example, the character goals is to do the vendetta or to take some revenge because of the revenge he needs to set the bar high. For example, recently I have watched Itaewon Class. This story is a very powerful story. You can watch it in Netflix, where the personal goal of the main character is to be the number one businessman to beat his enemy, who is currently becoming the first or the best businessman in Korea. So his first goal is to be the number one to beat his enemies. So that's what we call as creating a conflict which is crucial to your characters. So by creating this conflict which is crucial to the characters, we will make the readers or anyone who reads the story or anyone who watches the story keep reading or keep watching what you have developed. Okay. Number two is creating engaging characters with opposing goals. This is very related to our previous discussion where we talk about Voile. We talk about the and antagonist characters. Yeah, Voiles and antagonist characters. So by having these two characters, I think and they also have their own agenda in the story, it will make the story more interesting. Yeah, so you have to create engaging characters with opposing goals. For example, the Voile character is to also be number one in the story. Okay, for example, I have told you about Itaewon Class before. The Voile here could be someone who has the opposing goals of the main characters. If the main character's main goal is to become #1 businessman in the country, maybe the foil's first goal in the story is to stop him being the #1 businessman in the country. That's also the same with the what we call as the antagonist character. So you have to create engaging characters with opposing goals. In Harry Potter, characters like Draco Malfoy, a character like Draco Malfoy, his opposing goal is actually to beat Harry Potter and to show off his ability to bully Harry Potter and to show off that he is more capable than Harry Potter himself. Yes. And number 3, the third one, keep the suspense. What does it mean by keep the suspense? You have to keep the suspense. Suspense means the thrill feeling that when you watch something and when you read something, the suspense is what makes your heart beating. So one of my favorite stories that I have read recently is Orphan Pamuk's story, which is he is a Turkish writer in the novel Red-Haired Woman. So the character here is a young man who wishes to become something or someone success in the future, but he keeps failing. He keeps having this failure in his life. So when we follow the journey of his life, of the main character, you also have to make sure that this main character, they don't get the goals easily. There must be something on their way to get the success. So there must be problems, there must be enemies, there must be something which always keep them failing over and over again. So you have to remember that the main characters, to make it an interesting story in the story itself, it will not be easy to reach the goal. So the main character will not get an easy peasy task to achieve the goal. There must be challenges, there must be problems, enemies, and so on and so forth, and that makes the story interesting, to read. That what makes a story a page turner, what we call like that. And the last one, to create a tension or rising action in a story is keep making the reader ask questions. So how to make this? How to make the reader keep asking the questions is you have to leave a clue. You have to leave the readers befuddled in a good way. You have to make readers keep turning the page because they are really curious of what will happen next in your story. So how are you gonna make your story becoming like this? So you have to be able to be cool in a sense that you have not to tell everything in the beginning. You don't have to tell everything in the beginning. For example, when you want to describe a character, you don't have to tell them in one whole page about his character. Let the readers, understand and comprehend the characters' personalities along the way they read your story. I think that's all for today. I hope you are learning something from our discussion today. And I will not give you assignment. I know that you will have, so much what we call it assignments in the future, in next week. So I'm not going to give you the assignments. I'm just hoping you learning something from my lectures today. And please, when our project, when you doing your project, please try to apply this, creating attention or rising actions in the story. First is create a conflict which is crucial to your character. Second is creating engaging characters with opposing goals. The third is keep the suspense. The main character needs to fail and try again over and over. And the last one is keep making the reader ask questions. So that's all for now. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.